Thanks for joining us for another Techstination interview. General Motors, which has announced plans to sell only zero-emission vehicles by 2035, is using the Super Bowl to help get its message across with plenty of laughs. Courtesy of Will Ferrell, Kenan Thompson, and Aquafina. Joining us is Stu Fowle, Communications Manager at GM. Thanks for joining us, Stu.
Thanks for having me on, Fred.
So tell us about this ad and how it all came together.
Sure. Yeah. So as you mentioned, we wanted to go all electric by 2035. So the clock is ticking. It's 2021 here. We better get moving. So I would say that really part of this started in the challenging times we've all had together in the pandemic, where we like a lot of companies had to pause our business for a little bit. And in that time, we did things like figure out how to build ventilators and send them to hospitals. We made 25 million masks, and we, like everyone, kind of watched as people weren't driving as much during a lockdown, that skies cleaned up and cities changed a little bit. And we were inspired by the work that a lot of our team did. Our manufacturing vice president, Gerald Johnson, coined a term called ventilator speed, which is that if we can build ventilators that we had never built before in 30 days and have them delivered to hospitals, our company is capable of anything. And that way of thinking really inspired everyone to double down on our EV aspirations. We had already said we wanted a world of zero emissions, zero congestion, and really now is the time to move on that, because as the world turns back to normal, we want to make a positive impact on how it can change for the better, and we see EVs as a tremendous opportunity to do that. So we launched a new ad campaign called Everybody In that started earlier this month, actually last month now, that we've brought in some other fun talent. Malcolm Gladwell, the author of The Inflection of the Tipping Point, because we really do think we are at the tipping point, quite literally, of EVs. Different influencers from the exercise space with Cody Rigsby at Peloton. So we started all of this rolling a month ago. But before that, we started thinking about the Super Bowl. And if we were kicking off this ad campaign all around EVs and getting the whole country and the whole world excited about EVs and changing perceptions, because what people think of as a shortcoming of an electric vehicle from 5 years ago has changed so much and will continue to change. And if we're successful in our part, which is launching the Ultium platform and 30 new EVs by 2025, if we're successful in doing all of that right, we'll start bringing the cost of EVs down and in line with gas engines. We will start bringing the range up. We'll start bringing the charging times down, and all of these reasons why people say, you know what, I don't want an EV. I need a truck that can tow, or I need a family vehicle that can hold my whole family. All of those reasons to not buy one and contribute to bringing carbon emissions down will go away. And we're really excited about that. And now is the time to really be at that inflection point and push out of it. But coming to a Super Bowl has to have something special. And we started thinking of some creative ideas, and this was really the one that landed at the top. Will Ferrell actually does not do many ads. It's been a long time since he's done one for anyone, and it has to be something he believes in. And he, in fact, himself is a EV owner and an enthusiast himself. We worked with him on the creative concept from the very beginning. He actually was the one who brought in Aquafina and Kenan Thompson as additional guests in the ad. Jake Zemansky, the director of the ad, is a good friend of Will's. So we brought a community of people together and just had some fun with it and did a lot of creative work. And then in the whole premise of Norway, and that half of their vehicles sold today are EVs, and we're so far behind them, no one could play it quite like Will to have some fun with that concept. And in the meantime, we also did reach out to Norway and show some of their government leaders the ad in advance and brought them along with us, because we wanted to make sure they were in on the fun and not surprised by it. And it's just been a a real fun journey for all of us.
Well, let's take a look at what this ad looks like.
Yeah.
Did you know that Norway sells way more electric cars per capita than the US? Norway. Well, I won't stand for it. Come on. Never mind. With GM's new Ultium battery, we're gonna crush those losers. Crush them! Let's go, America. Keenan, Norway's out EVing us. Wait, what's this?
Oh, it's my daughter's birthday. She's really into pirates
I don't
lately.
care. Grab an EV, meet me in Norway.
Okay, can I say goodbye to my family?
Nope.
All right.
Aquafina, sorry to disturb you, but Norway's beating us at EVs.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. Meet me there in an hour.
Can I ride with you?
No! GM's Ultium battery is made for all types of vehicles, so soon everyone can drive an EV. Whoa!
Why didn't we all just go together?
Knowing Will, he's probably flying private.
Hey, Norway, listen up, you fish-loving! Oh, this place is adorable. Damn it. Where are you guys?
We're in Finland. Where are you?
I'm in Norway!
Norway? You're in Sweden.
Damn it!
Very, very good. Lots of humor, of course, but the push, as you were saying, is for real. And you're showing off this Ultium battery platform, and really a couple of upcoming vehicles are in there too, right?
Yeah, so this is the jokes are funny, but the point behind it is quite real. We want everyone to get in on the EV movement that we've started. And yeah, the vehicles in the ad, the first one is the Cadillac Lyriq that Will is driving, and that's a new crossover coming to Cadillac early in 2022. Has Super Cruise, our hands-free driving system, which is just so amazing to drive, and then an EV platform under it. The other one that Keenan and Aquafina were driving is the Hummer EV from GMC, and that goes on sale before the end of this year. So this is coming up on us fast. That's 1,000 horsepower off-road monster that just happens to be an EV, and that's the message we're trying to make with this rollout is an EV doesn't have to be a small basic transportation that prioritizes just a couple things. Something as cool as the Hummer EV can be powered by batteries too, and go anywhere. We also, not featured in the ad last month, announced a new delivery and logistics business called Bright Drop, which will have an EV delivery van. Our first customer for it is FedEx. So here before the end of the year, we'll also begin selling delivery vans using the same Ultium platform. So by this time next year, you could have a package delivered by a totally quiet, zero emissions FedEx van, which is just so exciting.
Eventually automated, I assume, too.
And that too.
Well, tell us, I mean, from people will wonder, okay, you're promoting really the whole category with this ad, electric vehicles. No secret, Tesla has been the leader there by a big margin around the world with its head start. So how quickly does GM feel that it can meaningfully close the gap and be competitive here?
Yeah, that's a really great question, Fred. And you're absolutely right. It is promoting the whole category. And that's, we haven't actually had an ad for the General Motors corporate brand for a very long time. And that was the opportunity here. You'll see Cadillac will also have a Super Bowl ad for the Lyriq itself. GMC was in the Super Bowl last year with the Hummer EV. Buick and Chevrolet will have ads as well. And they will continue to have the role of exciting their own customer bases, getting new customers come to the brands that actually sell our vehicles. And we actually do not put the General Motors name on any products that we sell. It's our corporate brand. And we asked ourselves, what is the role that GM as a corporate brand can play in all of this? And it is pushing the category as a whole and getting people excited about the premise of EVs at all. So we do hope that this ad campaign benefits the entire industry, any other manufacturer that gets on board with the EV movement. But certainly we think we have a leg up with Ultium and the platform. By 2025, like I said, we'll have 30 new EVs on the market. So we plan to move very quickly. The first ones do hit before the end of this year. And the benefit we have is we've been in the automotive business for a very long time. We've solved a lot of problems with safety and other societal needs through many decades. And we've, with that, built the scale, the expertise, the know-how to do anything that we put our minds to it. And at this point, we're fully focused on building an electric future. So we have a new plant in Detroit called Factory Zero that will build the Hummer EV, and work is well underway on that. Our Spring Hill plant in Tennessee will switch over to start building the Cadillac Lyriq. In Lake Orion, Michigan, we've already been building the Chevrolet Bolt EV, and we have a new Bolt EUV that we'll announce next week that takes the Bolt EV and gives a little more interior space. So Chevy will have 2 EVs instead of 1 starting next week, and that gives us a really nice attainable entry into the EV market. So we've really already started with the Bolt EV, and we're going nowhere but up and out from here. And that's just the fact that we have 4 really strong, awesome brands, that they have different customers and different purposes, is going to, and now really 5 brands with BrightDrop. We're able to bring EVs to so many different types of people, and we think that's going to be a really strong advantage for us, not to mention our really great dealer network that we have all over the country as well.
Well, you mentioned earlier the environmental benefits, the cleaner air that we all see with fewer cars on the road. But aren't they really tied, when we talk about EVs, to cleaner ways of generating electricity?
Yeah, that's another piece of it, and why we're launching a campaign that is called Everybody In, because the movement that is happening, the inflection point that we're at in terms of EVs, more EVs are going to continue to come to market, and there are solutions that all of society together needs to solve. We can do our part by creating a really great EV platform, and we will continue to use our voice and our scale as a big corporation in this company of having the right dialogue with government leaders and different companies. We're working with an infrastructure company called EVgo that's building out a network of EV chargers all across the country, and they've committed to having those chargers be all solar powered. We're working with companies like Uber about getting more EVs into their fleets. So we're growing it in all these different ways, but we also do need to think about how all of that energy comes from clean sources. We're also continuing to work on how the raw materials come from the right sources. So there's a ton of work that we all need to do together to continue to grow this thing and really make EVs truly zero emissions vehicles. And we have a role, but we're inviting everyone else to get on that movement together.
Terrific, Stu. Now, how challenging was it to put together an ad like this in the midst of a pandemic?
Oh, everything we do, as you can surely relate to, is a little more challenging than it used to be. I mean, we just built out an entire CES exhibit that lived digitally as well. But we take safety as the #1 priority. We worked with and above all of the protocols that have been put in place by the Screen Actors Guild. So a lot of the footage from the ad was filmed right at Will Ferrell's actual house, so that he could stay at home. Some of the shots of Norway or Sweden, as it's positioned there, were done by a local company that we contracted with. So we really minimized travel. We minimized the number of crews involved in things. We followed all of the guidelines, because that's so important to be able to give people a really good laugh when we need it, but also in the process of doing so, be really safe about it. And we've also contributed to the Ad Council has a campaign that they're working on to spread awareness of the COVID vaccines available. And we've contributed greatly to that campaign as well.
Very often there's a lot of press around how much Super Bowl ads cost, et cetera. Do you reveal what this is costing you and the production and everything?
No, we never go into the behind the scenes financial details.
We know it's a lot.
You do know it's a lot, but we think that a lot of people have backed out of the Super Bowl for various reasons this year, and we think that this is about so much more than just selling a product or having a simple laugh. This really is about the future of mobility, where we are going with transportation, and there's no time to waste in getting people excited about where all of this can go, and that someone who needs a big truck or wants really great performance can have everything that they want and also not pollute the environment. And we think that's a no lose situation there.
Well, congratulations on the innovation now and certainly in what's to come. Stu Fowle, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thanks for having me on, Fred.
Now this. It takes a lot of listening to build a better radio, and that's just what the folks at Sea Crane have done. Bob Crane and his crew, nestled among the rivers and tallest trees in the world in Fortuna, California, have made a habit of listening to their customers. And that's just what they've done in building the CC Skywave SSB, the Swiss Army knife of portable radios. For everyday listening to AM or FM in the yard or patio or on the nightstand without having to drain a mobile phone battery, it's a great companion. But it is also a companion equipped for NOAA weather information and alerts that can be life-saving. You can listen to FEMA and Coast Guard transmissions too. Beyond all of that, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world. It's compact, easy to take with you, and built to last. The CC Skywave SSB. Click on the link at Techstination.com.